3 things that I've learned from these coaches here. Number 1, when in doubt, attack. When in doubt, attack. That's always the right move. So most players would be better if they were more aggressive. At the lowest levels of play, the more aggressive player, the more aggressive team normally wins. So when in doubt, take the aggressive path. Offensively, defensively. We know this to be true. Shooters, when they catch the ball and shoot aggressively, even if it's the wrong read, even if they're a little bit more contested than we would like, they shoot better when they shoot with aggression. They shoot worse when they're passive, when they're questioning themselves. So when in doubt, attack. George Patton said that it was his number 1 takeaway militarily, and I think we can apply it to the game as well. We're going to create an attacking team, attack catches, attack defensively. When in doubt, attack. Number 2, bones over cones. I got to see, 10 presentations today by some great presenters and by multiple Division I college head coaches. And nearly every drill that I saw done, the easiest way to improve the transfer of what the coach was trying to teach in that drill to an actual game was just to throw a defender out there. We have all seen this. We've all done this. I am guilty of it as well. We will go 5-on-0 for many, many possessions. And the simplest way to actually add some adversity and improve players' reads and make it a little bit more game-like to make them go harder is just throw some defense out there. Why most coaches don't throw defense out there is because they're afraid they're going to look dumb, or they want to feel good that the offense ran their play perfectly. Well, that's never going to transfer to real games. Well, I'll give you a quick example of this. There was a shooting drill being done, and it was just a pass from the attack spot to the money spot in the corner. They would shoot, and they were focused on some sort of footwork. And they had a line at the passing spot and a line in the corner. And I'm just sitting there on the sideline like, oh my goodness. He's trying to get the players to catch more shot ready and to shoot faster. Well, you can be quiet, not have to say that every single rep if you just throw a defender out there that's going and showing a bit of a contest. And so bones over cones is this concept of, can I creatively find a way to introduce defense sooner, more often, and more defenders than I normally would? That's the concept of bones over cones. Okay, the last one is this. Had a Division I head coach say today that they spend 25% or more of their practice on shooting. And you've heard me talk about this a lot, but this same head coach said, I've been wanting to do more than 25% for many, many years, but for some reason I still haven't done it. Maybe this will be the year that I do more than 25% of my practice dedicated to shooting. I'm going to give you a bonus that I actually got from Coach Hernando Planel's a couple weeks ago at the Hoosier Gym Clinic, and I thought this was pure gold. Just give me a thumbs up or a hand raise on the chat if your team has historically struggled in the third quarter coming out of halftime to perform well and come out with energy. Like you haven't started second halves well. Has anyone ever had that issue with their teams? Yeah, a number of coaches. Yeah, okay, James is in. Okay, and I heard this from Coach Planel's. I'd never heard this before because he said that his teams have historically struggled with that. And so he started to do this in every single practice. Have a halftime in every practice. So a halftime where they would attempt to imitate a game, actually go into the locker room to try to create the cue, the tradition, the ritual of going into halftime. He would give a brief 5-minute halftime. And I asked him about this. I'm like, what did you talk about there? He said, honestly, I do the same thing that I would do in a normal halftime talk, just simplified. I'd say, here's what we're doing well in the first half of practice. Here's what I want you to focus on improving in the second half of practice. And don't come out. You're going to have 2 minutes. Do not come out until you're ready to come out with the same sort of energy that we're going to need to start second halves well in every game this season. And so they weren't just practicing their offense and their defense and their shooting and their actions and whatever. They were practicing generating the energy and intensity and the focus that they wanted to have every single game. So they actually had a quick halftime. I was like, oh my gosh, I have never considered that before. I think that would have a positive impact because we're actually practicing the thing that's going to help us out in real games.